Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in our Fortnite video. And today's video, I want to share with you guys the best settings to use here in Season 5. Since Season 5 has been out for a couple of weeks, I want to share with you guys the best settings that have worked for me the most when it comes to getting wins, hitting shots, being able to build and edit very quickly. Just pretty much some overall really great settings to try out. So definitely stay tuned in the video if you guys are looking for the best settings to use here in this season. And real quick, before I get into the video, I have a Vbuck giveaway. I give away 2,000 V-Bucks every single Friday. So if you guys would like to participate in the next giveaway and win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you guys get notified for every single new upload and when I announce the winners every Friday. And lastly, make sure you guys put down your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account down in the comment section below, and you guys will be automatically entered into the giveaway. And lastly, if you guys like to support me in the item shop, all you guys have to do, go down to the bottom right, hit on support a creator, type in my creator code, which is Young Humor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator in the item shop. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the best settings to use here in Season 5. I'm going to go over all the settings that I have and just the binds, just pretty much everything on my settings that you guys need to use. So going to the video settings, as far as the colorblind, I really like the Protanope on 5. It really just depends on your monitor and just what looks best. I switch in between this one and having colorblind off a lot. Haven't really decided which one I like the best, but in between those two, I like a ton. I would recommend either or, and it really just comes down to personal preference with colorblind because they don't actually make your game any better. Like before, there used to be a colorblind where you could see better in zone, but that's not the case anymore. So when it comes to colorblind, it's really just your personal preference, what you think looks the best. And as far as the video settings, at the bottom, if you guys play on PC, you have all these settings. As far as the rendering mode, I like DirectX 11. Just works the best for me. You want to have the VSync off. And of course, when it comes to the view distance, you want to have everything on low and then your textures on high, because that has to do with your GPU and it helps balance off because Fortnite is a heavy CPU intensive game, so you're going to have higher CPU usage. So if your textures are up a little bit on high or epic, then it's going to take a little bit off and put it more on the graphics, because textures are graphic intensive. So when it comes to the game settings, you want to have confirm edit on release on, sprint by default, auto open door. Because I have seen some of you guys in the comment section say you started the game like 2 or 3 weeks ago, which is kind of crazy to me, but some of you guys are a little bit newer. Make sure you have auto run on if you don't already. The tap search to interact, you definitely want to have that on too. And then the very bottom setting is going to be the replays. You want to make sure you have replays off, because it can kind of mess up your FPS a little bit. If you're not actually going back into your replays, there's no sense of having it on in the first place. Most people don't, so just recommend have that setting off. HUD scale, I like it to 80. I recommend 80 to 85. Anything lower than that is, for me, I think is too small. Maybe you guys like a little bit lower, and I think 100 is just a little bit too big. So going to the control options that I have a 2.0 for my building. My editing is a 2.2. I've been kind of going back and forth between 2.1 and 2.2, but for now, I do like 2.2. It's the one I've been using for the past few days, and I really do like it. My X and Y sensitivity is on 46% on both. So these first initial settings are really great for a lot of reasons. I like having 46% because I feel like I'm able to hit fire with really great accuracy. And then I really do enjoy having a 2.0 building with a 2.2 editing, because I feel like this is the perfect middle ground sensitivity to use. I feel like these settings are just slightly on the faster end. I'm able to build as fast as I need to. There really isn't any retakes where I just absolutely can't do because my settings are too slow. But at the same time, I feel like I have a ton of control. And that's one thing I noticed when you play on a high building, even if you're on a high building sensitivity, it can make you a little bit slower, because if you're playing on linear settings, it can be a little bit difficult if you have your sensitivity too high to the point where you're not able to make certain adjustments. So I think the settings that I have are really great. And then also my editing sensitivity is high enough to be able to edit right next to walls, which is really important because there's so many instances where you're next to walls and you're tunneling, or you're just moving in and out of boxes, and you have to be able to edit quickly on that wall. and I was struggling just slightly on 2.1. That's why I ended up raising it to a 2.2. I feel like it just gave me that little bit extra speed I needed on the wall when it came to editing right next, because when you're editing a wall and you're right next to it, you have to move your cursor over way further than if you're, say, 10 feet back. Same when you're shooting. If you're shooting someone from 100 feet out, you have to barely move your analog stick, versus when you're maybe point blank or really close, you have to move your analog stick over further to adjust. So that's why I like having a high editing sensitivity. I'm able to edit the walls very efficiently from that close range. And then the 46% on both, I really do like. I'm a big fan of sensitivities in the ranges of 40%, and I feel like 46 has just been the best bet for the season. I'm able to turn around really quickly. I don't have too many instances at all where I'm just not fast enough, where I'm not able to turn around, like I get shot in the side, and then I'm not able to turn around at all because my sensitivity is too slow, and I find it to be very accurate. And as far as my ADS sensitivity, I play on a 12% on both, and then my look damping time is a 0.06. I really do like look damping time. I think you guys should try it out as well. I play on a 0.06, so just a slight look damping time, which some people like a little bit higher, some of you guys like a little bit lower, but I feel like just a slight look damping time out helps a ton when it comes to making those smaller analog stick adjustments at range. Now, the reason why you want to play on 12 for your ADS, because if you're on anything lower than that, I was in a game about a week ago, and what happened was I was on 11%, and a guy used a bounce pad, and I just simply wasn't even able to keep up with that player. My sensitivity was too low, so I feel like 12% is the bare minimum that you want to have if you want to be able to track players efficiently and not be too slow to the point where you can't keep up, because if someone's using a bounce pad, you want to be able to laser them out of the air. I mean, it's literally free shots if you're able to hit them, and if you're on 11% or less, you're going to have instances where the other player is just moving too fast across your screen to be able to track. So I think 12% and above is the way to go. I think anything above a 15% is too fast, at least in my taste. But in the ranges of 12 to 15, I think are the best ranges to be in. And the look damping time, as far as ranges for that, 0.06 is really great. Some of you guys may like it, some of you guys may not. I wouldn't go anything higher than like a 0.2. I think that's probably the highest you want to be, because it can feel a little bit sluggish and mess up your edits if you're on too high of one. But a little bit of one can really help out a lot with your aim. And as far as your dead zones, it really just depends on your controller. If you have more stick drift, then you want to raise your dead zones. If not, then you want to lower it. And then foot controller, have that setting off. It adds input delay to your controller, and it's just a setting that you want to have off. So these are all the controller settings I have. I'll show you guys the binds, but I do play a 4 paddles. So if you guys don't play a 4 paddles, then your binds are going to look very different. So if you guys play with non-paddle and non-claw, I always have in my pinned comment below, I have a link to a video with the best non-paddle and non-claw bind video. So if you guys have non-paddle and non-claw, so you play with a regular controller and you have regular binds, click on that video and it's going to give you the best binds to use. Those are the absolute best of the best as far as binds to use. So definitely give that a look if you are looking to have that. So if you play with 4 paddles, the setup that I have is my upper left paddle is my pickaxe, my bottom left paddle is my jump button, my upper right paddle is my edit, and then my bottom right is how I place my traps, my bounce pads and launch pads. All that stuff is my bottom right paddle. So upper left paddle bound to to left on the D-pad. My bottom left paddle is bound to A. My upper right paddle is bound to the edit button, and then my bottom right paddle is bound to the A button. So those are all of the binds that I have for the controller setup. So if you guys don't have 4 paddles, then click that link in the pinned comment. It's going to be the best binds to use for regular controllers, which is what most of you guys do play on. So if you need that, definitely give that a look. But these are just the binds that I have in case you guys were curious. And just lastly, for the edit controls, my confirm is on left trigger. And then my reset button is right stick. I think left trigger confirm is the best one to use. I find it to be very comfortable, really effective for any binds. And so that's just all the binds that I currently have. Hopefully you guys found this video to be helpful. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys could, make sure you guys do drop a like. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Hit that notification bell so you guys will get notified every time I go live on this channel at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. I live stream every single day. But with that being said, I really appreciate you guys watching the video. And alright guys, I will see you next video.